When someone is trying to think of a society where everyone is safe and everything works just in the way you want it to work, usually that person concludes that the problems are the politicians, laws, the climate, where you live in, and even your neighbors. Everyone and everything is to blame when something does not work, and the only person exempt of that list is oneself. On the contrary, what has to change are the people who make up the society in which we live, including ourselves. Think of a wall, which is expected to be strong, whose bricks are strong as well. This is our society, and the people must serve as the strong bricks that are part of that structure. So, how can we contribute to that achievement? To understand that, we need to know the importance of being a good citizen. Good citizen is the person who is actively involved in the political reality of the world. That means he or she must be conscious about what is happening and how it can affect the people in the long run. Sometimes there is a need for action and the wisdom to know how to act depending on the situation. Education plays an important role in developing that interest about the surrounding reality. For that effect, educational programs nowadays are designed to support the development of participatory citizens focused on teaching students about how government and other institutions work and about the importance of planning and participating in organized efforts to care for those in need, for example, or in efforts to guide school policies.
As an addition to that, a good citizen is committed to their work and performs it honestly, complying with legal regulations. This person makes an effort to pay his or her tributes to the state on time. For example, taxes on the exit of foreign currency. This civic duty is essential for the development of society, since it represents one of the essential capitals to finance public administration. For example, paving roads or paying teachers and doctors. It is worth mentioning that it is the right of a good citizen to organize collectively to promote legal changes, provided that these are supported by solid or truthful arguments and lead to significant social change. For this reason, this person promotes justice and recognizes that it is the best way to live in a harmonious society.
A vast majority of school-based service learning and community service programs embrace a vision of citizenship devoid of politics. They often promote service but not democracy. They share an orientation towards volunteerism and charity and away from teaching about social movements, social transformation, and systemic change. These programs privilege individual acts of compassion and kindness over social action and the pursuit of social justice. That's where citizen participation comes in.
A good citizen must also be a responsible, collaborative, and informed person. In general, he or she must participate in social activities, such as community services. For example, the individual can help in a nursing home to care for and entertain the elderly, or gather food for people affected by an environmental catastrophe. On the other hand, he must follow rules of civility, such as treating people with respect, dressing appropriately for each occasion, throwing out the trash in their place, among others. Responsible citizens lead a life based on the principles of ethics and morals. In other words, they are aware of their actions because they take responsibility for their consequences.
A good citizen is not only the person who knows about politics and helps people in need, but in addition to that, he or she takes into account the education and knowledge about basic science in general. Science literacy is frequently touted as a key to good citizenship. Those who argue in favor of widespread scientific literacy often suggest that it is a vital attribute of a well-informed, good citizen. The American Association for the Advancement of Science argued that a good science education should contribute to the development of compassionate human beings, protecting a society that is open, decent, vital. The document then provides lists of scientific topics that children need to study and know before they can be considered scientifically literate. We need to understand that the habits of mind cannot be considered as isolated customs from the social practices of those demonstrating these habits. Thus, students who sit in classrooms, copy notes, and engage in hands-on activity are unlikely to acquire scientific habits of mind because they do not have access to the tools, social situations, and practices that are part of the activities of scientists.
Being a good citizen is an arduous task. Not only does it require abiding by laws, following rules of civility, participating in volunteering, and educating yourself scientifically, but it also implies getting personally involved in social problems. If we all seek to achieve this ideal, we can advance as a society and thus improve our quality of life. Our future and that of our descendants is in our hands.